Yes, members, you are most welcome once again. As usual, your teacher, Saddam Hussein, is back. Yeah, today I've come specifically to teach something that touches both in class and out of the class. Actually, to make us aware of what people are always confused and a lot of things. Guess what? This is very interesting. It's as I said, it helps us in class and helps us to develop our knowledge in daily life. Please, for those who are there live with me now, I request that you become very attentive as you follow this step by step. You remember my last lesson that I had about the finite system, where I gave you a brief history about a leap year, and I promised that I would come and break down what this leap year is. Now, people have heard of leap years. People have talked about leap years in many ways. People have been asking themselves, how does leap come? Do we just accept it like that, the way it is? Yes, that's what most of us take. But guess what? Here is a specific knowledge for us to have so that we can be able to know what a leap year is. Now, we want to begin from that point. What is this thing we are calling a leap year? Remember, there are two types. There is a leap year and ordinary year. But I want to specify today on a leap year. A leap year is that year with February having 29 days. Remember, you have always met those years where someone says, today February has 29 days. This month of February in specific years, it has 29 days. And how does it become 29 days is what you are going to look at. Remember, leap year is that year where February has 29 days, and in that same year, we all know that an ordinary year has 365 days. That is what we always know, that an ordinary year has 365 days. But according to the revolution of the earth around the sun, revolution of the earth around the sun, I want us to be very careful here because we are learning. Revolution of the earth around the sun doesn't take 365 days as we know. No, it takes 365 days, 5 hours, 59 minutes, and 16 seconds. Very interesting. The earth revolves around the sun for 365 days, 5 hours, 59 minutes, 16 seconds. Very interesting. Now, when they were creating our calendar, it became so difficult that including these hours on a calendar was going to be so hard. Are we together? So what happened is a leap day was formed. A leap day. That happens in leap years. A leap day, which qualifies to be the 29th day of February. A leap day was formed, which qualifies to be the 29th day of February. Now, how does that day become full, that 29th day of February? Since we have now learned that an ordinary year was given 365 days, then the 5 hours, 59 minutes, and 16 seconds were left out. Yes? Hello? Are we together? 365 days in an ordinary year. Then 5 hours, 59 minutes, 16 seconds were left out. Mathematically, they left this 59 hours, 59 seconds, 59 minutes, 16 seconds. Now, when these things accumulate up to the 4th year, now when you add this 16, this is 32, this is it, 32 plus 32 plus 32 is 64. Remember, a minute has 60 seconds, so you take the 1 minute here, this becomes 60 minutes. Now 59 plus 59 is this is 8, 1 here, 10, 11. Now 118 times 2, because 59 appears 4 times, times 2, this is 16, this is 1 here, 3, this is 2, plus that 1 hour, which is 237. Now when you convert 237 into hours, because we want to shift there, we want to see what can remain this side. Remember, when you have that, you already have around by 60, we can do it like this. 60 times 3 is 180. These are already 3 hours. Now what about 237 minus 180? This is 7, this is 1 here, this one becomes 13, this is 5. So we have 57 minutes here, then you regroup 3 here. This is 23. Now you will have 23 hours, 57 seconds, and 57 minutes and 4 seconds. That one, remember, we all know that one day has 24 hours. Now, it was approximated to 24. Remember, 23 hours, 57 seconds and 04 was approximated to 24 hours. Now, this 24 qualifies to be 1 day. That 1 day makes it the 29th day of February, which comes in the 4th year. Nearly after every 4 years. We use the word nearly because there's an approximate there. The 5 hours, 59 minutes, 16 seconds multiplied by 4 doesn't make exactly 24 hours, but we approximated it to make it 24 hours. I want to be so open here. I want to be so clear that we should understand that these leap years come after every 4 years. In the 4th year, that's when the leap years appear. And they come after accumulating these 5 hours, 59 minutes and 16 seconds left after every 1 year. That ordinary year, we always leave that time. So when the time accumulates, it comes to be called a leap day. That is the 29th day of February. This is very interesting, unbelievable, but true. We should have this knowledge of how a leap year comes about. Now, if that is how it is, that after every 23 hours, 57 minutes and 4 seconds are got and approximated to make the 29th day of February in a leap year, and that day is called leap day. After every 4 years, that day appears. Remember, greetings to all the leap day babies, all leaplings. Remember, somebody born on a leap that day, the 29th of February, is called a leapling. It's called a leapling. Someone born on that day is called a leapling, and someone was asking me, now how do these people celebrate their birthdays? You are born on 29th, and again the 29th will come back after 4 years. Yes, if you are so much interested to be recognized on that day, you can celebrate after every 4 years. But these people have provision. You can celebrate it on the 1st of March in an ordinary year, because we assume that after 28th, the day that comes is the day you are born, and that day in a leap year is called the 29th day, and then in an ordinary year you can celebrate it on the 1st of March if you don't mind. But if you feel you are comfortable, you can wait after, because there are some leaplings who wait after that time and they celebrate to really feel special. So you will wait after every 4 years. Now, how do we know that this is a leap year? How do you know that this is a leap year? A leap year, as we have already said, that comes after every 4 years. Remember, last year was 2020. It was a leap year. So this is the first ordinary year we are having. 2022 is also going to be an ordinary year. 2023 will be an ordinary year. Then 2024 will now be a leap year. Are you getting me? This year is ordinary. 2022 will be ordinary. 2023 will be ordinary. Then 2024 will be a leap year. But how do we know that this is a leap year? A leap year is divisible by 4. You just test. Divisibility test, we have already taught this. Divisibility test, you check the last 2 digits, whether they're divisible by 4. That means the whole number is divisible by 4. That is how we know a leap year. Then, someone will ask something very special here. Yes, we divide by 4 to know a leap year, apart from century years. Apart from century years. Century years. Apart from century years are years like, for example, 16, 1700, 1900, 1800, or 1800. We also have 2000 itself. We have 1500. Century years after every 100 years. That's what they mean, that a century year comes after every 100 years. This is knowledge that we are supposed to have just with us. Now, why is it that 1900 wasn't a leap year? Why? Yet 1896 was a leap year. But it is from this, it went directly to 1904 to become a leap year. This wasn't a leap year. Now, century years. For century years to qualify to be a leap year, be attentive here. For a century year to qualify to be a leap year, it must be divisible by 100 and also 400. It must be divisible by 100 and also 400. Now, if you look at this 2000, 2000 is a century year, but it's divisible by 100. And the same century year is also divisible by 400. You can see that, meaning that qualifies. But if you divide 1900, when the Ghana government was signed, you divide it by 100, yes, it's okay. What about by 400? It is not possible. So it wasn't a leap year. Some century years and were not leap years, and you can imagine the next century year, that is 2100. Yes, 2100. This is another one. It will not be a leap year, just because it can be divisible by 100 but cannot be divisible by 400. That is how we are moving carefully. I told you, take care. The 29th day of February is called a leap day, and the year is called a leap year. And ordinary years have 365 days. They leave out the 5 hours, 59 minutes, and the 16 seconds, which accumulate to 23 hours, 57 minutes, and 4 seconds to make a full day approximated to 24 hours, then it is put as the 29th day of February in the 4th year. Nearly after every 4 years, we have a leap year or a leap day. Are we together? So we need to be having that knowledge, because it's not for anything, but it's for us to always have something with us. Now, something about very special about a leap year, that these years, when they appear, there is nothing that you will use for seeing, as I told you, for seeing that today looks a leap year, you see it from up. No, it is not there. And we have these leap years such that if we were to mess up, not to include it, then our calendar wouldn't match with the earth rotation. Therefore, it would affect seasons. I think that it would be affecting seasons if we were to neglect these 5 hours, 59 minutes and 16 seconds. It would affect the seasons of how things have to flow. So you will find that this one, we would suspect maybe by this time we have rain. It won't be there. Why? Because of so people are trying, the meteorologists are trying their best to match, to move according to the pace. And remember, still, since this approximation is leaving some minutes hanging, around 2 minutes or something, after 3,000 years, 3,001 actually years, around there, around 3,000 years, we shall be making a loss of a day. Actually, we shall be moving ahead by 1 day. We call it a loss because you will be moving ahead by 1 day after a certain period of time. Unlike those days when the first people in China, in those countries, they were leaving out some of these hours. One of the dictators in what? In Rome, who decided to leave out these days and made sure that the days were exactly what he wanted, that's 365, and definitely things were not matching. Estimations were not working and everything wasn't okay, until when there was a involvement made, everything was rechecked, and that's why they had to bring back the 5 hours, 59 minutes and 16 seconds to start matching with our calendar. This is our knowledge to keep us always moving and to make us always understand some of the things. But I want to assure everyone that whenever you have something to ask, it's always good to ask, because it always gives us time to think about what we are supposed to deliver. And what we are delivering here is not for bad, but it is because we want to make things to match as we expect them to match. That is something about a leap year. But the moment you get to ask something about a leap year, if what you haven't picked well, you will ask me. As I'm closing this session, I hope everyone is aware of how a leap year comes. In the 4th year, you count 1, 2, 3. The 4th one is when a leap year appears. And I thought that a leap year is divisible by 4. That's how you know it. Unlike the century years. Century years are those ones which come after every 100 years. They have 2 zeros at the end. In most cases, the 2 zeros are a must. Though others can be there, but they're must. Those are what you call. They're always divisible by 100, but they should also be divisible by 400 to make it qualify to be a leap year. Otherwise, thank you very much for attending, and greetings to all leaplings, those who are born on 29th day of February. I hope you feel special when your day comes. You feel very happy, and happy birthday to you in 2024 in advance when that time comes. May the Almighty God bless you as we meet next time. Thank you very much for attending.